Welcome to Winthrop Close Up. My name is Cameron Powell.
And I'm Jerry Manning. Today we're here in The Edge for our Best Of show.
School is an environment where students should feel safe, right?
Right. That's why we had our reporter Brandon Great go in to show you why a school bombing in Nigeria has everything to do with student safety.
According to CNN.com, a suicide bomber disguised as a student set off an explosion in a government boarding school. The explosion killed 47 people and wounded 79 others. But have you ever considered an incident like this happening at Winthrop University?
We prepare ourselves for it, we plan for it, and hopefully, if it would ever happen, we would be prepared for it in our response.
The suicide bomber is suspected to be a member of Boko Haram, a militant Islamist group. Dr. Ginger Williams believes a lack of education was the cause of the horrific incident that took place in Nigeria.
We need to think, how can we educate people about the dangers of belonging to some extremist group of any kind? So I think education would be key here.
Here at Winthrop University, you can see how easy it is to access the campus grounds. All someone would have to do is find a location, plant the bomb, then leave.
One student says he can't allow the potential threat of a bombing cause him to live his life in fear.
I would be scared if that were to happen, but I can't let the fact that it may happen control my life.
Chief Zebedis did say that Winthrop is in talks of acquiring a bomb dog. Although the dog would be used for other means, its primary purpose would be to prevent bombings from taking place at Winthrop and hopefully avoid the tragedy that killed so many in Nigeria. Brandon Great, Winthrop Close Up.
Winthrop is still trying to locate funding for a bomb dog. The dog will cost the university between $15,000 and $55,000.
Paying for college may be easy for some, but others must take out loans and now pay them back. Reporter Leslie Brown tells us how to pay loans easy and efficiently.
Student loans are so tricky for a lot of, people our age. They don't understand how they're allowed to pay things back and what damage it can do if they don't repay.
In mid-June, President Obama signed an executive order that would have let 40 million student loan borrowers cap their payments at 10% of their income, which would have eased the management of student debt. However, after the vote, the bill did not pass. The average college borrower who graduated in 2014 took on about $27,000, and American borrowers have racked up about $1.2 trillion in outstanding federal student debt. Many students are having trouble paying them back and don't know where to start or how to finish.
Well, I've looked at it and I've seen that I owe some money now, so about $600. So I was just like, should I pay it early? Should I start now? Should I wait till later?
It's scary in the fact that sometimes I had an idea of how much I owe, but then when I actually saw the amount, I guess it kind of got real to me and I really realized, oh, I'm graduating, I'm really gonna have to pay all this money back and everything.
Here on Winthrop's campus, a financial counselor spoke with students and gave them advice on how to manage their debt. Jennifer Panther told the students how to budget and ways to get out of debt fast.
Keep track of your expenses. Anytime that you miss one payment over 30 days late, your credit score can drop anywhere from 50 to 150 points.
And she had advice for incoming freshmen.
Only take out the amount you need, if you need any. It is not play money. You have to pay back student loans. The only way to get rid of student loans is either to pay them back or to die.
Leslie Brown, Winthrop Close Up.
If you need help or counseling with your student loans, contact a trusted financial advisor.
Unprotected sex is a hot topic, especially on college campuses. Reporter Tabitha Corley finds out why some students choose not to use protection.
And obviously, if you're a freshman, not to be too vulgar, but you're probably going to go out and hook up a little bit more often than you would be as you get older, where you may have someone that you're in a stable relationship.
According to this study, the amount of unprotected sex doubles from freshman year to senior year.
Guys and girls going to maybe get like checkups or something, and the health department just gives you a bag of condoms. That becomes more of like a joke within, I think, the youth culture for us.
Females sometimes will say if the male doesn't bring it up, then they're not going to bring it up. A lot of people feel like it feels more natural.
Events and fairs educate students about the risk of unprotected sex.
You speak about your friends when it comes to sex. It's usually not on facts and statistics.
It gives the students an opportunity to understand and realize what resources are available to them on campus, within the community, and how they can utilize that organizations or businesses' service.
However, condoms aren't a magical cure for preventing all forms of STDs.
There's some STDs that only require skin-to-skin contact, like herpes or genital warts. So condoms won't necessarily protect against those if you're exposed to those in an area that the condom doesn't cover.
Because just the cost of a baby alone is in the millions. And the risk of having a sexually transmitted disease is, why would anyone not use a condom? That's the real question.
Tabitha Corley, Winthrop Close Up.
Young adults ages 15 to 34 make up nearly half of all new STI infections. You can stay on top of your sexual health by getting routine checkups at clinics like Catawba Care.
The Carroll School is one of the first and last African-American elementary schools, and I went there to experience some of its history firsthand.
Now, when these owners say, I like it when you bring back, y'all just go ahead and start picking that cotton. Owner, 1, 2, 3, 4. I like it when you bend your back. I like it when you feel your sack. Come on, get it out. I like it when you don't talk back. Make money for me. Make money for me.
Today, the Carroll School no longer functions as a traditional school, but rather as a field trip destination for 5th graders in Rock Hill County to learn a bit about the past.
The 5th graders study in their curriculum this particular time period. So we take that time period of the 1930s of the Great Depression and we focus a lot on what happened during that time.
Students come and learn about the history of the school from some of the first black students to ever attend. I spoke with one of the original students about what it was like to help pass on the history to the current generation.
I guess you might call it a dream come true. I think I was so excited when I found out that they were going to use the school, which was my old alma mater, as a 5th grade social studies project. And I was very excited about it and so happy to lend my background to that project.
And after learning a little bit of history about the school, students get a sack just like this and get to come out and see what it was really like to pick cotton all those years ago. James Lewis Hart attended the all-black high school Emmett Scott here in Rock Hill. He is now one of the teachers at the hands-on Carroll School and says teaching is something that he is very passionate about.
You see, what life is all about is giving back. So God gave me a lot, but he said go back and share with those 5th graders some of the knowledge that you have accomplished over your time. And I did.
The Carroll School, now in its 10th year since reopening, continues to ensure a bit of history is never forgotten by the youth. Have a piece of history to share with us? Follow on Facebook or on Twitter at Winthrop Close Up.
This year, Winthrop celebrated a pivotal piece of their past. Gabrielle Franklin has the story.
Thanks, guys. We're here inside McBride Hall where Winthrop is still celebrating 50 years of integration.
We're here to commemorate a historic milestone in the 128-year history of this institution.
Dr. Nathaniel Frederick of the Mass Communication Department served as moderator of Speak of the Times, a panel conversation with the first people to integrate Winthrop. The panel consisted of the first 2 black faculty members to be employed by Winthrop, as well as 2 of the first black students to attend Winthrop. Cynthia Player Roddy was a graduate student back in 1964 when she became the first black student at what was then Winthrop College. I caught up with Roddy to talk about what she wanted students to learn at the event.
I want them to begin to get a sense of the history and let it be a part of their history, especially our minority students.
All the ladies on the panel recounted their time at Winthrop and discussed what they look forward to seeing from Winthrop in the future.
I wonder how much interaction there is still between blacks and whites on campus. It was a very isolating experience for me when I first got here. So, good progress, but in my opinion, we still have a ways to go.
They don't
realize that the door has been opened by like Dr. Rodney and Ms. Heard. The door has been opened for you, and all the students have to do now is just walk through the door.
After leaving an impact on the crowd, Winthrop's first received a standing ovation.
As you can see, guys, it was a full event. 50 years later, still going strong here at Winthrop University. Now back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Gabrielle.
Coming up on Winthrop Close Up, we'll have Melissa Nobles with the best arts and entertainment stories of the semester.
Thanks for staying with us. My name is Melissa Nobles, and I'm here with your best arts and entertainment stories. Many college students spend more than they budgeted for, especially on fashion. Reporter Brandon Great discovers if shopping is becoming an obsession.
If I'm on my iPad, if I'm just laying around the house, you know what I'm on? Shopping apps. I'm constantly looking at different clothing sites. It's just an obsession.
According to StudyBreaksCollegeMedia.com, 70% of college students are spending their money on fashion. Retailers like H&M and Forever 21 have affordable clothing that is easily accessible to students.
Because it's fast fashion, because it's cheap and it's constantly changing, that means that young people feel like, okay, I spent $5 for that, I spent $20 for it. They don't feel like they have to hold on to it for a long time. They can turn their wardrobe very quickly.
Clothing allows students the opportunity to express their individuality. They can be edgy, conservative, and in some cases, very over the top.
But shopping also helps to satisfy certain needs and fill voids in college students' lives.
There is no void in my life. When I don't shop, that is the void in my life. I shop because it makes me happy. It's a part of me. It's who I am. I love to shop.
Just like, okay, I'm feeling down today, let me go buy something. Or I did well on the test, let me go celebrate by buying something. I just like keeping a collection of things.
Say I get a bad grade back from one of my classes and I'm feeling down. My first go-to is to shop, and it makes me feel better. Like, it makes me happy to shop. So that's, yeah, it definitely fills in voids.
When shopping, students have to look for clothing that is fashionable and affordable. So they spend a lot of time shopping for the right things to complete their wardrobe. Brandon Great, Winthrop Close Up.
The term retail therapy was first used at Christmas Eve in 1986 by the Chicago Tribune. From classic to downright daring, many models showed off many new trends at a recent fashion show. Reporter Damon Mack takes us to the runway.
With the cold weather comes layers upon layers. A true fashionable person views this time of year as a season of creative expression. The MassCom 370 Public Relations Principles class held their Fall into Fashion show to raise money for the annual MassCom dinner. Not only is it a fashion show, but it's also a stylist competition.
For the wild card outfit, I had jewels and denim shirt, olive green pants, green cardigan, garnet crimson color. So I chose that attire just because it was something outside of his natural realm, the clothing that he wears. It was a good fall attire look.
The fashion show was held here in Richardson Ballroom, and preparation was said to be the hardest part of getting the show together.
I was head of the day of committee, and we assigned everyone jobs in the class to do the day of the event. It was a lot of hard work, but it all turned out really well. I really enjoyed working with all the people in my class and watching everything that we had worked so hard for during the week turn out.
I love the decorations. I thought the decorations really carried out the theme, because the theme was recycling. And so they had these huge pom-poms made out of old Johnsonians. I thought that was kind of clever. And they had confetti made out of old newspapers. They had recycled bottles with lights in them and cans. I really thought the whole thing came together well.
We gotta find a way to live above, and we got
Overall, a little over 150 people attended the show. The proceeds were kept disclosed, but it still looks like the MassCom dinner will be a huge success next year. Damon Mack, Winthrop Close Up.
very own reporter, Brandon Great, was the winner of the stylist competition. Congratulations, Brandon. As we all know, Halloween occurs every year. But where does the spooky holiday really come from? Reporter Jerryon Manning went to find out where it all started.
Zombies, vampires, ghosts, monster movies, and plenty of other things that will scare your socks off all come out during this season of Trick or Treat. But this frightfully fun night didn't start out scary.
So over the years, it's always been a kind of observance of this harvest time, this time when the spirits of the dead return, when they come back to their families. And then that got coupled with the Christian observance of all the saints, all the holy people who have gone on ahead of us to show the way.
Traditionally, the eve before November 1st, or All Saints' Day, is All Hallows' Eve. But with the mixture of Celtic traditions of harvest and the New Year, it became more of what we know today as Halloween. But the scary part is more of a modern doing.
Nowadays, however, we've made it more into this kind of spooky thing where the souls of the dead are like zombies and Dracula and, you know, all these scary kinds of things, which it was never really meant to do.
Well, some still find a way to celebrate Halloween in a religious fashion. Others see it as just another scary holiday.
I know a lot of churches have used Halloween as an opportunity to incorporate some events of their own into it. My church did that when I was a child growing up, and I see it's only gotten bigger. So I really just think it's up to the person what they want to believe.
It's just another one of those holidays, man-made holidays, such as, you know, Thanksgiving and things of that nature. It's something where people come together for a common purpose. In this case, to dress up and go get candy. But I feel like it's just another holiday.
So whether it be just another holiday or a time to welcome back the spirits of the past, Halloween is here. So get out, get some candy, and have fun. Jerryon Manning, Winthrop Close Up.
Knights, kings and queens, and dragons. Sounds like something out of a fantasy. Reporter Chris Guytan went to show us how these things are becoming a reality.
There's a reason you...
Every fall, people travel back in time to the 17th century with the Carolina Renaissance Festival. From October through November, the festival takes place in Huntersville, North Carolina.
Oh, well, the festival is in honor of their majesties coming to see us here at the end of the harvest season to have a good time and spread good cheer.
The festival has rides, authentic cuisine, and games for everyone. Hannah Redley is a dancer and sees the festival as a great stage.
We got introduced to the Renaissance Festival through a theater teacher, and we just fell in love with it instantly. We've been doing it every year since, and we really, really love it.
Not only are participants at the festival transported back in time to the Renaissance, but just like Marty McFly in the classic film Back to the Future, they were sent forward in time. The festival also encouraged participants to dress up as their favorite sci-fi characters. Lisa Weekly and her children won the children's group of the sci-fi costume contest.
I love the Renaissance Festival, and I'm so glad they do these costume contests. And this weekend is especially nice because we can dress up as any time traveler or anyone we want to be.
Whether you're a Renaissance man or a man in a TARDIS, the Renaissance Festival is a place for you. Chris Guytan, Winthrop Close Up.
Visit the Renaissance Festival's website if you want to participate next year. Calligraphy is an ancient Chinese tradition that many people are familiar with today. Reporter Tabitha Corley took us to see how those at the Confucius Institute are using it to inspire others.
The Confucius Institute celebrated its global 10-year anniversary to promote Chinese culture.
We have 128 Chinese students, which is pretty large in comparison to this total student population, so we are more than happy to bring this on, considering that, and also our GLI initiative.
Master calligrapher Dr. Hong Zhao, who is known for his 30-plus years in Chinese calligraphy, and Sybil Schwartz stunned those in attendance. Each calligrapher has their own style as different things inspire them, such as emotion. I feel a strong freedom when I am doing calligraphy. Calligraphy isn't easy. A few professors show their musical talents instead with their accompaniment.
I've tried it myself, but my hands don't work that. They only work like this.
Many students came out to learn a thing or two about calligraphy.
I thought it was interesting about how they knew exactly what they wanted to do and how each stroke worked for the greater piece of the character.
Chinese calligraphy, or chufa, has been a part of Chinese history for thousands of years, and there are no signs of this culture script fading away. Tabitha Corley, Winthrop Close Up.
To find out more about calligraphy and Chinese culture, visit the International Center to see what they offer. This wraps up this semester's Best Arts and Entertainment Stories. Up next, we'll have Rachel Richardson with the Best Sports Stories.
Welcome back to Winthrop Close Up. I'm Rachel Richardson with this semester's top sports stories. Rock Hill is on the verge of being internationally recognized for one of its attractions. Reporter Jerryon Manning takes a closer look at the Novant Health BMX track.
To start off, it's a supercross track, so it's one of the better tracks. I get a race all year. It's one of 7 that I've raced this season, and it's a fun track overall. I like it. They got the stadium lights. Let's play. It's a fun overall experience.
Oh, it's sports tourism by all means. I mean, you get tons and tons of people from out of town. I don't have the stats from today's event, but I'll have it by Monday. But you know, we've got kids and families and participants from, I would guess, at least 30 states.
Yeah, it's I think my first time in South Carolina, and then so far so good. I've heard a lot of good things about the North and South Carolina. And
the World Championships have been in the United States only 3 other times since 1982, and we're lucky enough to host the event as the 4th city. It's been in Louisville, it's been in Waterford Oaks, Michigan, and it's been in Dayton, Ohio. And so we're very, very proud to represent the United States in 2017.
Have you been to the BMX track? Let us know. Local high school football fans will have to leave a certain accessory behind before entering the stadium. Reporter Gabrielle Franklin takes a closer look.
Rock Hill District 3 Stadium and District 3 Stadium South are Rock Hill's resident spots for Friday night fun. But sometimes, in the midst of all the fun, rules and regulations are brought about to keep everyone safe. The Rock Hill Police Department put a new ban into effect this month.
Rock Hill PD has banned the usage of book bags at District 3 Stadium, disabling fans from bringing in food, water, and other necessities that they may need inside the stadium.
District 3 high school students have mixed reviews about the new ban.
I know there's a lot of fights going out, and that's kind of what they're afraid of, like with the gate and not letting students go across sides, and they just seem a little overprotective.
It's good that they banned the book bags because, like I said, the weapons that people can carry into the stadium, that's not safe for anybody.
But not every item is banned.
At our recommendation, women can still take their purses in, and folks with little babies can bring in diaper bags and things. So we haven't banned bringing everything in, but it's just students with book bags.
Rock Hill PD says they believe that the ban will effectively reduce alcohol possession and increase the overall safety at the games. Gabrielle Franklin, Winthrop Close Up.
So far, there have been no incidents at the Rock Hill District 3 games this semester. The Rock Hill Rocks Open Tennis Tournament came back to town. Reporter Brandon Great serves it up on the court.
The event itself provides free tennis for all of the community to come out and watch, and then these girls actually will be at the majors, and so we get to see them grow in their tennis career.
The Rock Hill Rocks Open returned to Rock Hill for its 6th consecutive year. Female tennis players showed up from around the world, making for some fierce competition.
I think it identifies again our sports tourism goal of bringing world-class athletes and sport to Rock Hill.
Female tennis players from nearly 30 countries compete in singles and doubles matches for prize money and ranking points. Players earn ranking points on the pro circuit in efforts to qualify for WTA tour level events.
The United States Tennis Association promotes tennis for all ages, professionals, and amateurs like myself.
To win the tournament and here would be a fantastic stepping stone to get my ranking higher again. We're out in Rock Hill, so great place to win. That'd be fantastic.
These girls are so good. They are this close to being what you see on TV.
Brandon Great, Winthrop Close Up.
The total purse for the tournament was $25,000. Halloween is the day when things go bump in the night. Reporter Chris Guytan tells us how some Rock Hill citizens are bumping back.
Warning, there's been a zombie outbreak, and you are on your own for survival. For some, it's only a fantasy, but here at Paintball Central, the fantasy has become a reality. For the Halloween season, Paintball Central runs Zombie Attack.
Paintball Central runs paintball, open field, tournament play all the time, so it's just a great way to incorporate the sport of paintball into a great holiday tradition. So the owner of Paintball Central had the idea to do the zombie hayride or zombie shoot-up.
Participants load a trailer and go on a zombie safari with paintball guns. The event attracts riders of all ages.
Before taking the field, zombie hunters must first be aware that their guns are loaded and that they are ready to fire.
I would say just coming out here and just putting on a good show. I mean, it's awesome having people say how good of a time they had and just getting blasted. It's awesome.
I thought it was a blast. I mean, we had a great time together, and just me and my buddies just come out to have a good time, and we did. It was something different.
It's great to see that everyone had a fun time hunting zombies. Chris Guytan, Winthrop Close Up.
If you or anyone you know would like to attend the Zombie Attack, visit charlottezombies.com. This wraps up this segment of sports. Coming up, we'll go back to Cameron and Jerion.
We would like to thank you all for tuning in this semester.
We hope you have a great winter break. And if you would like to keep in touch with us, visit us on Facebook or Twitter at Winthrop Close Up.
We'll see you in January.